हेलो दोस्तों। स्वागत है आप सभी का हमारे चैनल इग्नो सेंटर पर। तो दोस्तों आज का जो क्वेश्चन है वो MBG 06 का जो इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है वो डिस्कस करेंगे हम। और ये आपका पार्ट 2 भी वीडियो बन सकता है अगर लंबा गया तो नंबर 1 से स्टार्ट करते हैं। डिस्कस द नैरेटिव स्ट्रेटजी यूज बाय द राइटर इन द ब्लूएस्ट आई। और इसका आंसर रहेगा द अकाउंट इज सेपरेटेड इनटू 4 सेक्शंस, इच पार्ट नेम आफ्टर अ सेक्शन, starting with pre-winter and consummation with summer. The native strategy used by the writer in The Bluest Eye. The story starts with passage from a Dick Jane primarily instructed to American youngsters and imprint in three different ways. The Bluest Eyes, first novel by Toni Morrison, distributed in 1970. This unfortunate investigation of a dark youth young lady battle to accomplish white goals of excellence and her subsequent plunge into fantasies was acclaimed as an expressive prosecution of a portion of the more unpretentious type of prejudice in American culture. Piccola Breedlove adds to have the bluest eye, and in this way to be worthy to her family, classmates, and neighbors, every one of whom have persuaded her that she is appealing. The narrative strategies used by the writer in the bluest eye. Point 1. The tale proposes that the classes of sexual orientation, race, and financial aspect are aimed in deciding the destiny of 11-year-old shocking champion Picora. Over the top one to have the bluest eyes is a manifestation of the manner in which that the dark female body has gotten commanded by white manly culture. Morris offers a regularly incredible study of the manner in which that dark subjectivity keeps on being cruel in an item culture. The mind-boggling transient structure of the novel and the fruitful changes in perspective are to some degree an endeavor to envision a liquid model of subjectivity that can offer some sort of protection from a predominant white culture. The youth dark sister who relate the account, Claudia and Farida Metzer, the native strategy used by the writer in the bluest eye of a complexity to the abuse Breedlove family in that here the practice both organization and the authority. Tony Burontel, the bluest eye, is one of that has been so accused of torment and marvel that the novel became worse, so as to make such anticipation and unforgiving sentiments, outlining them over the extremely sensitive subject. The creator very much utilized a divided story playing with the order of the occasion. Them over a extremely sensitive subject. The creator very much utilized a division story play with the order of the occasion, going to and fro in time, just as given different clear and unique point of view, structures various characters, in addition to the fact that Morris changes perspective of occasion happening in the novel by involving character. However, she perfectly changes viewpoint insight on same individual. Undoubtedly, the narrative strategies used by the writer in The Bluest Eye. Claudia typically talks as the 9-year-old lady she may be, yet is one in a while exhibited as a grown up when accepting to ponder practice. As a rule, those of piccola or reason for an occasion. As far as the request for occasion in reality, Morrison started the story by uncovering the disaster through which the entire novel by implication rotates, and afterward building up the story, attempting to give reason and occasion to why this is going on and how it did. The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. In this way, both the work and end falling actively of such novels are equivalent. What more, aside from demonstrating various perspectives, Morris figures out how to change inside first individual account and third individual omniscient. The narrative strategy used by the writer in The Bluest Eye methods give her the opportunity of both giving a blameless viewpoint to the novel by showing musings and observation through Claudia, describing 9-year-old lady, also covering an exceptional wide scope of time, space, giving and the story a significant authentic profundity and information, though an outside view. Third individual omniscient. Beside the purpose for radical changes in the tone, account is that of enabling that character to express their emotion and thought in a progressive close to home way, with their own language, and the right to speak freely of discourse, giving the novel story voice, insight, accents, and clarification that are genuinely near the awareness of every individual character. Now our first question's answer was completed and it was ended. Now we begin with question number 2. Examining the Scarlet Letter as an open-ended novel. And the answer for this question is Natalia Hawthorne's great novel The Scarlet Letter may be viewed as an open finished novel. On the off chance that you mean the closer has a few unanswered inquiries, how the novel close for hers is generally directed. She and Pearl left America and went to England, where Pearl probably developed into a fine young lady who read respectively recall that she was incredibly rich due to Roger Chillingworth. By the inclination we're given, we include we induce the poor move to a remote nation, had in an event on kid, and treat her mom well, notwithstanding the separation between them. Hester, in the end, basically kicked the bucket in the house where she lived out the vast majority of her disgrace, and she adored Arthur Dimmesdale until she was at last covered beside him. The Scarlet Letter as an open-ended novel, the finish of Arthur's story is more equivocal. We realize he had a recharged feeling of vitality and life after his gathering with Hester in the woods, and that vitality supports him through his election day sermon. When he completes something transpire, we don't have the foggiest idea what his message was about. Yet we realize he had a scarcely enough vital to stroll similar to the platform. Once there, he made a kind of open admission which was available to transition by those in participation. The Scarlet Letter as an open-ended novel, what sense what the group did or didn't see, what caused such a difference in heart, what he talked about in his lesson. These unanswered inquiries make a feeling of uncertainty which can be pursued and open-ended finished. Haworthorne composed during the Romantic period in American writing, which introduced from 1830 to 1865. Raphael Waldo Emerson, Henry David Thoreau, Herman Melville, Harriet Beecher Stowe, Edgar Allan Poe, and Walt Whitman were his artistic counterparts. The Scarlet Letter is viewed as a bit of American Romantic writing since it is set in a remote past, the Puritan time, 2000 years preceding Hardwothrone time, and in light of the fact that it managed the inside brain research of the individual character. Point 1. A portion of the characteristics of the novel are that its subjects are pertinent still today. For example, alienation, appearance versus reality, breaking social rules in the midst of others, which are displayed through the fitting language. It is to be noticed that in the Scarlet Letter, Harbotron recounts through the story utilizing jargons and a composing style recognizable to Pursuit in 1850. The discourse of the character in the story, in any case, is that of Puritans in the mind in the mid 16th. However, to a large number of contemporary pursuers, the discourse of the Puritans appears to be more natural than the more present-day language of Hardwothrone time. This is on the ground that the Puritans left England around when the King James Version of the Bible was composed. In this way, their language is like Jacobean. Jacobus is the Latin word of James. English of the King James Bible. Hardwothrone utilized exact language to furnish his pursuers with distinctive portrayals relating the time, spot, and disposition or the setting for the Scarlet Letter. Likewise, he has had the option to give a book no clear consummation, which consider a few understanding without being censured for assault on the profound quality of pursuers. The Scarlet Letter as an open-ended novel from proof, although the book is tend to be seen that no glad completion is conceivable in this book. The setting of the book, reality of infidelity, according to Puritans, and the shortcoming of author Dimmesdale all mean a mutual closure for the Scarlet Letter. The Scarlet Letter as an open-ended novel, a careful closure of this novel is wrong and would demolish the whole showstopper for every of its pursuers. The There can't be a glad closure for the story since it is set in a Puritan culture. Another story set in the time frame is Samuel as the character as the Scarlet Letter is the Crucible by Arthur Miller. Display intentionally wood up, unfortunately, with numerous honest individuals executed. These Puritan individuals didn't show joy and were too exacting to even think about traveling as a gathering in the New World. The way that this story is set in the Puritan settlement sent a solid feeling to pursue that the story finished in trouble. Besides, Hawthorne depict the various Puritans. For example, Governor Wilbraham is in an ominous light. Hawthorne doesn't accept these individuals were prevalent as Hester goes to visit Wilbraham about the care of her youngster Pearl. Hawthorne portrays the home of the Puritan respective representative. He composed this way as an enormous wooden house. The bureaucracy may have befitted Aladdin's royal residence instead of the house of a grave old Puritan ruler. Hawthorne 89 here the creator assault the Puritan for their bad faith. Be that as it may, the breakfaker of the book might be River author Demetriel. The Puritans additionally rebuffed too seriously for modest wrongdoing, not influencing the new network. For example, incidentally violation. For example, this influenced the notoriously of the statement. However, the transgression was uniquely between three individuals, not the whole network to taunt and rebuff. This seriousness is appeared by the ladies at the platform in the subsequent section. One does say, "This lady has brought disgrace upon all of us, and should kick the bucket. Is there not law for it?" Generally, there is both in scripture and the rule book. 45. There was no readiness for absorption. This way, this was to a limited extent because of desire by the more established ladies towards the youthful Hester. However, the law had likewise been made in the rule book as of the network. The Puritans saw indifferently as an appealing sin to God, aggravating Hester wrongdoing. Another explanation that Hawthorne utilized the wrongdoing of indifferently may have been on the ground that it is one of the most genuine sins to submit. A cheerful consumption could not occur in light of the fact that such a genuine wrongdoing had been submitted in the book. The Scarlet Letter as an open-ended novel. So friends, till now our question number 2 was completed, and if you pause the video and read it by yourself, you will get help from the above questions. Thank you.